I'm very fortunate to be with Mr. Satish Shah, who is an accountant here and has been living in Bradford for almost 40 years. In the Indian community, one of the largest professions or most popular professions is accountancy. There is the Institute of Chartered Accountants, then the Chartered Association of Certified Accountants, and SEMA, which is the Institute of Management Accountants. There are several professional bodies, and we have Indians as very strong members in all those bodies, and they have been members for a long time. One of the most important roles of these accountants is to support and nurture small businesses at a time when they are vulnerable, when they don't know all the rules. They may want to operate a business and have the spirit of entrepreneurship, but really do not know the legalities, do not know how to compile the accounts, do not know how to get a bank loan, or do not know how to pay their taxes and calculate their taxes. And this is where the accountant plays a very important role. And the more ethical the accountant, the more the quality of service the accountant gives, the better the business can perform. And so these are some of the really big unsung heroes of British business today, and play a fantastic and a huge role. So I'm very fortunate today to be with one such accountant. Satish Bhai, tell us a little bit about your accounting practice and your firm. And I hear that you were the accountant for the recently multi-award winning restaurant Prashad. So tell us a little bit about how you supported that family business.
Hi, good afternoon Atul first. As an accountant, my role is obviously helping clients, small clients, in financial affairs, record keeping, and making sure that they comply with the rules and regulations, VAT, taxation, etc. But also a bigger role that many accountants don't follow is the psychology and dealing with the psychological problems of clients. When they take a big loan, sometimes on paper it says fine, but there's a mental pressure to it, and reacting to it or starting a new venture, there's various psychological things that you need to consider and give them support on that as well.
So fantastic. So tell us a little bit about this famous Prashad restaurant. You obviously knew them when they weren't a celebrity, and you supported them along the way.
Yeah, Mohan Bhai and Kaushalya, they became my clients in 1982, way before they started Prashad restaurant. They used to be in garage businesses, dealing with motor vehicles, but they had a passion for cooking, and we used to visit them at home many times, and they were always interested in new kinds of food, but particularly vegetarian Gujarati cuisine. And then eventually they opened Prashad restaurant, and they've been through the thick and thin. And as you know, vegetarian food is not very popular, but the way they make the food, they've made it popular. They've brought the vegetarian food onto the mainstream dining tables, and this is an achievement.
Fantastic. I mean, one of the words which comes out in your answers is the word help. It seems that you see yourself as a person who helps other businesses, and of course you have done considerable work for charities, especially Sewa International, in helping that organization and helping the underprivileged all over the world and mobilizing support for that. Can you tell us a little bit about your work for charity?
Yeah, I'm involved in youth through the Hindu Sanskrit Sangh from my childhood, and I'm lucky that I've been fortunate in having sporting activities or getting a chance to get involved. So, I've done sailing and scuba diving, mountaineering. But a day came when I decided, how do I bring in the ordinary people to enjoy the outdoor and experience the challenges? What we say is, get out of the box, get out of your comfort zone, and go into territory that is very demanding and challenging. And on the back of it, raise money for worthwhile causes for the third world poor countries.
And can you give us some examples? Like, did you organize tracks, or what did you do?
Yeah, in 2006, somebody said, why don't we do something, and they left it to me. So we organized our first Kilimanjaro track and 23 participants joined in, and we raised 61,000 pounds for Sewa International, and we put a lot of money in East Africa and Kenya particularly. And then in UK there's a famous Yorkshire 3 Peaks, which is 24 miles and 3 little hills, and the challenge is to do the full 3 peaks in 12 hours. And first time we had 24 people in 2006, and then a year later we went to 90, 176, and 2010 we had 376 participants, and 130 people were from London, and we raised 13,000 pounds for Sewa. Now, of the participants, roughly a third only do 1 peak, but these are the people who would have never gone to a hill or countryside. They would have done a couple of miles in city or a park, and to them even climbing the little hill by taking extra time, they felt thrilled. They were tired, but you could see the joy on their faces. And we want to connect these people, let them enjoy the mountains and countryside and raise money. Wow. And the feeling and the joy they get when they say, yes, we've raised 50 pounds or 80 pounds and it's going to worthwhile causes, is far greater.
Wow. Trekking and hill climbing is a very English hobby. But you are not English, you are Indian. But it seems that by living here and living in the Yorkshire with this beautiful countryside around you, you've taken some of the ideas, some of the other hobbies done by English people, and you've actually imbibed them, and now you're actually bringing them to the Indian community. So it seems that you have a very open mind and you're not afraid of taking good ideas from other cultures.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Europeans are very famous for their outdoor adventure, and we have to learn from them. By staying in UK for so long, I came to the conclusion that our people, I'm talking of Indians here, we made a fortune, everybody is well off because they're financially controlled, but we've picked up a lot of bad habits. We haven't picked up good habits, like, sports is last on our list. And copying the Europeans in outdoor adventure is good. Why not? Why not everybody, try this?
Very good. So in a sense, what you're saying is, by organizing these treks, people who participate achieve multiple objectives. They kind of go beyond their personal barriers, if you like. They actually build their health, and at the same time they do something for charity. So they develop this understanding of volunteering and selfless service, which is what Sewa is all about.
Absolutely. When you're in countryside and tackling a mountain, the elements are against you, rain, wind, etc. But you got a whole day, and first is you start connecting with your own self. The human body is far more resilient than what you think. A lot of people will come to me and say, no way I can do 12 miles. But once they get going, they connect with themselves. Humans are far stronger than what they think or what we think, and they overcome these things. They rise to the challenge. Same with the fundraising and donations. First time they said, I have never raised any money. I'm embarrassed about asking, Atul, will you donate? What if Atul says no? We're embarrassed. We want to just keep to ourselves. But once you take your first step, second step, third step, you find that yes, people do react, people gel, people will donate, people will join in the walks. Once you find yourself, you find good in other people. And when you found good in other people, then you look at the people who are struggling in Africa, Asia, and see how you can help them.
One of the challenges of modern society, and this is very true in Britain as well, is that people don't have connection with one another, that communities are breaking down all over the place. Have you found that in the work that you do, through the treks, that you actually end up building communities?
Yes, because we're connecting with people.
Yeah.
As I said, if you connect with your own self, i.e. getting right deeper into yourself, and then you're connecting with other walkers, other people, their families, their friend circle,
So what you actually do in the end is not just help a charity, but actually build the individual and the community at the same time.
Absolutely. You can do a personal motivation, personal build-up.
Fantastic.
I think that is the better goal and sweeter goal.
Yeah, and actually the real definition of a professional in any profession is one who is a public servant and a servant with the highest ethics and integrity and with a desire to serve in the best possible way. And what I see in you, Satish, and in so many accountants up and down the country, is that spirit of service, that spirit of professionalism, and the ethics and the determination to provide the best support that they can give. And of course, it's also very nice that you are not only doing that professionally through your work, but you're also using your skills and your contacts to build these kinds of communities through your charity works.